If you call yourself a player, this video is for you. I will show you guys a self-evaluating method that will reveal if your game is at a player's level. It is a very simple method that will not only reveal if you have a tight game with girls, it will also pinpoint where your weaknesses in the game are. And the last part of this method is the ultimate test that will show if you are truly a player, if that's what you choose to call yourself. Personally, I don't like using the term player because it comes with some negative connotations that I do not like to be associated with. But for the purposes of this video, I will use the term player. My name is Mika and this is Red Pill Africa. This is another video response to a subscriber who told me that his friends and cousins call him a player. He is currently dating 3 girls. He actually sent me their pictures and they are beautiful. Damn! No wonder they call you a player. Anyway, he wanted to know what I think of it. Well, I'm not going to say that you're a player because I honestly do not have facts to back that up. Neither am I going to deny that you're not a player. You see, having a girl or 2 or 3 is not an indicator that you are a player. So, what determines a true player? How do you know that your game is at a player's level? Worry no more. In this video, I'm going to break it all down for you and you'll see by yourself if you're a true player or not. But one thing I promise you, by the end of this video, you will not need your friends and your cousins to verify if you have a good game with girls or not. You will only need yourself. Only you will fool yourself if you have a tight game with girls or not. From the moment you approach a girl to the moment you smash her, whether it is on that very day or 3 months later, we all have a weakness or two somewhere along the way. We all do, even true players. Let nobody lie to you. Unfortunately, most guys do not know where their weaknesses in the game are. They generally term their failure as a rejection from the woman, even if he's the one who fumbled up all by himself. And because he does not know where he went wrong with the last girl, he keeps on repeating the same mistake with most women he comes across. And that's one of the things that differentiates players from most men. A player takes lessons from each failure. The next girl he approaches, he will not commit the same mistake. And that's one of the reasons why their success with women is much higher than that of an ordinary dude on the street. For most men, the seduction process is like, let's say you have a bicycle. And most of the time you go riding. Before you reach your destination, you find yourself with a puncture. The tubes are flat. Somewhere along the road, somewhere along your path, you rode over a thorn or a sharp object that spoiled your tubes. And you have no idea where it happened or how it happened. And you are left frustrated, meaning you have been rejected by a very good girl without knowing what went wrong. That's how the seduction process is for a lot of men up there. How will you even know how to correct the mistake next time if you don't know what you did wrong last time? The self-evaluating method I'm about to explain down here will help reveal your weak points so that you can completely remove those thorns off your path of seduction or circumvent the bad spot. Before I get into the meat of this video, let me clarify something. In this video, I'm not going to teach you how to be a player as such. I'm going to explain how to know that you are a good player. This is for the guys who are already out there playing the field dating multiple women. It doesn't matter what kind of player you are, whether you are Mr. Friendly, Mr. Peacock, the strategist, or the smooth operator. This method will reveal how good you are. And it will also reveal your weaknesses as well. Most people mistake handsome guys for players. If you are handsome, like this dude that I'm responding to, he's some good looking dude. If you are handsome, you have good hygiene, your personal grooming is on point, you have good communication skills, you have a job, you can pay bills here and there, most women you meet are going to be naturally attracted to you with very little effort on your part because of your good looks. But the other people looking at you from a distance, they are going to sufficiently conclude that you must be a deadly player. And you can't blame them for that, can you? Not with all these women hovering around you, but are you really a player? Are you? By the end of this video, you should be able to tell that whether you are Mr. Handsome or not. Let's dive into it. For you to know if you are a player, I want you to think of the last 20 girls that you approached with the aim of getting their numbers and date them. Not just any woman. I'm talking about specifically the ones you approach with the aim of dating. And when I say 20, I don't mean 20 girls in one day. It could be 20 girls in a span of 1 week or 2 weeks. It could be 20 girls in a span of 1 month. It could be 20 girls even in a span of 2 weeks. In a span of 2 months if you're a lazy player. How many of those girls gave you their number? If 10 or more of these girls didn't give you their number, that's your first weakness right there. Your approach is poor. Take a step back and look at how you're approaching these girls. Are you coming on too strong for them? Or maybe you're just coming off as timid and unsure of yourself. Or maybe you just can't create a rapport to make a girl feel comfortable enough to give you her number within a few minutes. If you got 15 numbers, that's fair. But for you to consider yourself a true player, getting just a phone number from women shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't be getting 15 numbers and less. After getting these numbers, how many of these girls replied to your text messages or returned your calls? This is the part where you get to know how your texting game is. If a majority of these girls are not replying, or they're just replying with one-word answers, it could mean you did not raise her interest in you high enough while you are exchanging telephone numbers. But it could also be a huge indicator that your texting game sucks. Start reevaluating and rephrasing the messages you send. That could be your weakness right there. After texting back and forth with these girls, how many came out on dates with you? Let's move ahead. How many actually came back for a second date? If you are charming and charismatic as a player should be, and she had a good time, she felt well treated, she should come back for a second date. When I say well treated, I don't mean expensively treated. No matter where you took her, at the end of the date, did she feel like spending time with you was worth it and she's looking forward to some more? Or was she bored? Did you give her bad vibes? If a majority of these girls are not enthusiastic about coming back on a second date with you, work on your charm, work on your charisma, work on your masculinity. Of all these girls that came out on dates with you, how many did you bring back home? How many? If you have trouble bringing back home girls after date out, it could be because of lack of escalation on your part during the date, or lack of plausible deniability at the end of the date, or you failed to make her feel connected and closer to you on the overall. And that's where players excel. That's their specialty. They always, not always, but mostly, they mostly get a girl to comply to come back home with them at the end of the date. Now, of all those girls that you brought home with you, did you end up in bed? If she told you she has a headache because of the wine, or gave you any other excuse, that's bullcrap. Your escalation game is just not at a player's level. If you're a player with a tight game, no girl should be giving you those kind of excuses the moment she comes into your house. Among all these women that you approached and gave you their number, how many did you actually succeed to sleep with, even if it's just once? If the total number of women that you ended up sleeping with is 50% or less, you are not yet a true player. but you will get there. Just find out where your weaknesses are in the process and correct that. Look at each girl that slipped away. At what point in the process did you lose her? Find that out and fix it. Like this guy that I'm talking to, this guy that I'm responding to, he is just 26 years old. He's still young. He still have a lot to learn in the game. He has not even realized his sexual market value yet. Now, let us take this a step further. Let us talk about the women that you slept with. How long did it take you? I'm talking about from the moment you got her number to the day you got her in bed. How long did it take you? 1 day? 1 week? 1 month? Or 6 months? Understandably, the time it takes to sleep with a girl varies from one girl to the next, depending on a lot of factors that come into play. Factors that might delay your progress or factors that might even facilitate your progress with her. But generally, players don't take months to get women in bed. To them, it's just a matter of hours or just a few days because they have mastered the art of making these various factors work in their favor. They make things happen for them. Players are goal-oriented. They don't play a defensive game with women, they play to score. From the moment the game begins, meaning from the moment he meets a girl that he really wants, he immediately starts working to make things happen. Yes, guys. Next question. How much did it cost you? Yes, guys, it cost money to date. Even if it's just a walk in the park, you'll buy ice cream or something, right? So, how much money did it cost you? How many dinner dates did you have to take her to? How many weekends, night out did it cost you? How many things did you have to do for her before going to bed with her? How many walks in the park did you have to endure when you should have been somewhere making money or just at home working on your goals? How many things did you have to do for her? Quantify all that in terms of money. If you are spending too much money on these girls, if you are going above your budget just to impress these girls, you are definitely not a player. You are buying her. Instead, why don't you invest that money and all that time in something else instead of wasting it on women and being labeled a player? And by the way, did you know that players, as much as they are loved, they are also envied and even hated by both genders? Especially this type of players that go around just lying and tricking women into bed. And now, for the ultimate test. I want you to take a good look at the girls that you smashed, the girls that you slept with. Take a good look at them. How do they compare to the ones you didn't smash in terms of beauty, sexiness, class, education, and quality? How do they compare? If most or all of the girls that you smashed are nothing compared to the ones you didn't, as a player, what does that tell you? It means your game is still down. It means you need to up your game. If you only score with this, I don't know the right politically correct word to use, but if all or most of the most sexiest, beautiful, high quality girls keep on slipping through your fingers, bro, you are not yet there, but keep on working on yourself, all right? The last question that you need to ask yourself when dating these girls is, what was your end game? Did you just want to smash them once or twice, then cut them loose? Or is there a girl or two among these girls that you really liked and wanted to keep for yourself? This girl that you really liked, is she still with you? Or she left you after 1 week? And if she did, then ask yourself why. What is it? Why did she leave? Does it have something to do with your sex game? Does it have something to do with your dirty house? Or probably the bed bugs in your room? What is it? If you keep on losing good girls that you really want to keep, it means you, for some reason, you are not good at maintaining their level of interest in you. All right? Find out what it is that you are doing wrong and work on it. For today, I will end it here. And if you appreciate my content, please show me your love. share this video, subscribe, like, comment. All right? Thank you, guys.